Yeah, Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Always put in work, always going wild. Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Yeah, always put in work, always going wild. Best quarterbacks you ever heard. Yeah, that Matthew Stafford, Golden Tate, Marvin Jones. They gon' get it in the zone. No matter how they try to fan, Darius Slay gon' get it in. That Patricia Ball Quinn, making sure our players win. Got a dangerous offensive, they always bring the pain. Talking about that Ricky Wagner, can't forget about TJ Lane. Detroit Lions got it locked, Tim and Jim gon' let you know. This the Lions on the prowl. Come on, time to start the show.
Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to episode 30 of Lions on the Prowl. My name's Jim, and Maniac Tim is not here this week. He went to the Green Bay game. Wish him all the best. Hope that he gets home safe. Trying to communicate with him to get him on the show, but right now we're not able to do that, so it looks like we're going to go solo this week, which is totally fine with me. Let's start the show with a couple of shout-outs. One I have is for Michelle Rock Barton, and I hope I got that right, because I suck at names. Sorry about that. So she says, awesome win, and now we're hungry for more, and yes, we are. We are hungry for more. Restore the roar. I'm making rhymes this week, all right. So, yeah. Also, shout out to Kim at work, a couple other people, Maria. Let's see, who else do we have here? And Charles Tuttle from Lions on the Prowl group this week. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. We appreciate our admins. You can join that group by looking for Detroit Lions on the Prowl group in the Facebook page. So just search for that. You can also find us on Twitter. We have LOTP14 is our Twitter handle, so you can find us there. If you have any questions, right now I'm looking at Facebook. If you want to message me right now, you can, and I'll see that. So also, I got things going on in the Facebook group right now, so we're going to look at that as we go. Big win today. Big win today. Green Bay versus Detroit. And Detroit, in my opinion, just blew them out. It was a 31-23 score. It was actually probably not as close as that looks. Lions defense did a really good job today. 4 sacks of Aaron Rodgers, 2 forced fumbles. Turnovers were big in this game. Mason Crosby absolutely sucked in this game. He's the kicker for the Green Bay Packers. Whew, man, missed 5 field goals and finally got one at the end. Or was it 4 field goals and then missed extra point? I mean, he was awful. Usually a very good, very steady kicker. So I know Green Bay's going to whine and cry and say, you know, if he would have hit those things, we would have won. Well, you don't know that, number one, because it changes the complexion of the game. Anyway, the Lions' big win today. The improvements that I said I was seeing seem to keep coming up. Big injury news, though, I think. Kerryon Johnson has an ankle or some kind of a thing because he was taped up. Did not return to the game. He ends up with 70 yards on the day. Still averaging 5.8 yards a carry. Pretty awesome because he can't, I don't know. I might have to eat my words on this guy. He is an outstanding running back, but like I said, injury prone, so we'll see how he does. He had a long run of 24 yards, real nice play. LeGarrette Blount, 22 yards on the day, 12 carries. He's only averaging 1.8 yards. Theo Riddick, 3 yards, 3 carries, averaging 1 yard a carry. That kind of sucks. But I guess Matthew Stafford was worse because he ran one time for -1 yards. Actually, he's trying to avoid the sack there, but yeah, whatever. Aaron Rodgers throws for 442 yards and they still lose. Turnover battle basically goes to Detroit. Detroit has them 24-0 at halftime. Green Bay scores 14 points in the third quarter, which Detroit doesn't show up in. Green Bay outscores Detroit 9-7, but it's meaningless because they get a last-second field goal and they were down 31-20, so it really doesn't matter. Defense played well enough to win. There's still holes in it. It's still not great, but then they still have problems with the run, but I thought they did an effective job. Aaron Jones only gets 40 yards. Jamal on 7 carries, so he averaged 5.7. Jamal Williams averaged 5.5, 6 for 33. And Ty Montgomery, 15 yards on 4 carries, averages 3.8. Aaron Rodgers actually averaged 3.3 with 3 yards and 10 carries. Green Bay's also going to cry and whine because they didn't have their top 3 receivers in the game. So they started a bunch of rookies, and that's going to be, basically how they justify losing and being the better team still, because that's what they always do. The Lions were definitely the better team today. I thought Patricia did a good job. He had a challenge and won the challenge. I don't know. I heard about this. They had a challenge in the first half. Green Bay challenged the ruling on the field of the muff punt when it looked like it actually hit our guy instead of their guy. I'm just being honest because that's the way we do things here. But they gave the challenge back to Green Bay. I've never even heard of this. When you make a challenge and you lose, you just get it back and it doesn't cost you a timeout because you're Green Bay or something? I don't have any idea. I guess it was some obscure rule that goes against the Lions, but this time it doesn't cost them the game. That's the good thing. But my thoughts on the game, I had this sneaking suspicion earlier in the week they were going to win. I did pick Detroit to win this week. But at halftime, at 24-0, I knew there was going to be a furious comeback. I knew the third quarter would probably be bad because we're terrible in the third quarter for some reason. But it didn't really go down like I thought it would. I thought, Green Bay's going to come roaring back, and it's going to be a tight game, and there's going to be, at the end, it's going to be drama and some penalty, and we'll lose. It just had that feeling. And you know what? Maybe not the same old Lions, guys. I know we're 2-3. I get that. The games we lost were close except the Jets game. That first game was terrible. I mean, nobody's going to say there was anything good about that game. But the last few games, you beat New England, you beat Green Bay, you only lose on the road to Dallas by 2 points and San Francisco by 3. And I realize San Francisco is 1-3, so they're not great. But they were picked to be a pretty good team before Garoppolo went down. So I'm not really sure what we have in Detroit right now. They said, we're going to use September to do this and October to, get better, and we're going to get better every week. And I've heard that over and over and over again from coaches who think their team sucks. But I actually think they are getting better, tightening things up. Deshaun Shedd plays a little bit today. Jamal Agnew looks injured. I don't know how severe. He wasn't carted off, but the knee looks like it was hurt. Tease Tabor's injured. It looked like a shoulder or an arm to me, but I wasn't sure just from looking at it, watching the game. So he's going to be out. TJ Lang was out with a concussion. Ziggy Ansah's constantly out. I don't know what his problem is. I think it's a shoulder. Who knows? He broke a nail. I'm not really sure. The guy's on the bench more than he plays, and I think that's why they only franchise tagged him instead of signing him long term, which I think is a smart move. Golden Tate had a pretty good game. Kenny Golladay, like I said, breakout player of the year for me. 4 receptions, 98 yards and a touchdown. Should have had 2 touchdowns. The one was called back. I don't know, some stupid call. And what's up with the push-off penalties to Marvin Jones? I mean, kind of ticky-tack calls to me. It was a weird called game because there were some things I seen even on Green Bay that I thought, that's not even a penalty. So I thought it was a pretty poor officiated game, even though I don't think it was unfair. I just think it was poor. I think the calls were kind of lousy, to be honest, but that's just my opinion. But Kenny Galladay's a beast. He is an absolute beast. 6'5". He goes up for the point of the ball. It's very hard to bring him down. He's fast for 6'5". I like him. I like him a lot. And what's funny is I know Marvin Jones, and I want you to get on Marvin Jones. He's got a bad ankle, and he's been trying to play through injury. So I can understand why some of these things that he would normally get to, he's not getting to the ball. The one that he dropped in the end zone, drove me nuts. But got to remember he's nicked up. Golden Tate had a pretty good game. 5 receptions for 42 yards. If you stop throwing the bubble screen that everybody knows about, that would help. theoretic 2 receptions for 20 yards, same play every game. You have arguably the 3 best wide receivers in the game, trio-wise. And you have Matthew Stafford at quarterback, Kerryon Johnson, LeGarrette Blount at running back. Why the hell is your offense so weird? I mean, there's times it looks like you just shoot yourself in the foot. And I don't understand it. Run the ball up the middle for no yards. You got to make sure you throw an incomplete pass. You have to drop the ball. I mean, just stupid little things. And some of the play calling is still bad. I thought it was a little better this game, and I thought it was a little better in the Dallas game than it was the game before. So maybe Matt Patricia's kind of tinkering with it a little bit. I don't know that for sure. I saw some wrinkles in this game I absolutely loved, and then I saw the same things over and over again. The 3-yard pass to Golden Tate, the 4-yard pass, 2-yard pass to Kerryon Johnson, the stupid screen plays that they're already on him before he even throws the ball. You know, it's the formations and some things that give it away, the keys that are giving it away to the other team. Chris Spielman talks about this a lot. If you listen to him, he talks about keys to the game, like different things that the running back does. He shifts his eyes, or he's looking around the field if it's going to be a pass to see where the rush is coming from. Then you know it's going to be a pass. Those type of things. Little tiny keys that people can look at. I think the Lions give away a lot. I really do. I think they're giving away the farm sometimes. It's just just by the formation alone. Too many times I see Golden Tate lined up to the outside, take a couple steps, and like 3 guys are on him. Doesn't matter if it's the bottom of the field, top of the field. Doesn't matter. This is just not working. But we run it over and over and over again. We're terrible with the lead. I mean, this game is 24-0, and you made it close. You know, I mean, not real close, but you made it close. And you shouldn't. You should have a running game. That's what we put all this money into. Our running game was okay. And actually, it kind of showed up a little bit in this game. Kerryon Johnson was outstanding. Outside of him, LeGarrette Blount was okay. 2nd down and 1, LeGarrette Blount doesn't get the 1st down. What did we bring him here for? That's what we brought him here for. I mean, I know there's other reasons. I know he can teach Kerryon Johnson, and he's going to be the good, person to relay Patricia's message to Kerryon Johnson and some of the other running backs. Amir Abdullah is activated for the first time today. Did a run back. That's about it. I'm not sure what the heck they're doing with him, but not my business. I mean, it is, but I have no idea what they're doing, so I can't say anything. If you're trying to trade the guy, showcase him a little bit. Do something. If you're just going to let him sit on the bench, it makes no sense. Just cut the guy and let him go to a different team. I have no idea what's going on there. But I'm not inside of anything. I'm just a fan, just like you guys are. So I'm just letting you know what I think. But the team, it did not look as bad as it has been. And the guy from the practice squad actually was playing defense today. We cut Hakeem Vallis, who I really liked, tight end, and got this guy off the practice squad. He actually played pretty well. I'm not going to say he played terribly. LeBlanc, I think was his name. Played pretty good. I wasn't totally unimpressed with him, but, rookie off the practice squad, you really can't know too much about what we're doing out there. So, I mean, Crevon LeBlanc, I was right. Crevon, something like that, was out there. Charles Washington's out there. Boy, we're getting desperate. I'm telling you. Because Tease Tabor went down. Jamal Agnew went down. Oh, one thing I wanted to comment on. This is very, very important. Nevin Lawson turned his head 2 weeks in a row. I don't know if he listens to this show or some of the coaches do, but we were saying for weeks Nevin Lawson just needs to turn his head around and actually look for the ball. And in this game, he breaks up a pass in the end zone because he turned around and looked for the ball. I'm thrilled. Nevin Lawson, game ball. Outstanding job. You turned your head, and you've learned for the last couple of years how to turn your head around and actually look for the ball. But actually, he does that. He's a really good corner. He's got a lot of speed. He's got a lot of makeup speed. He has a lot of the tools. He just never looked back for the ball. People would catch it over him because he never saw it coming. So, very good job. I'm serious. Very good job. That is not a joke. You know, it sounds sarcastic, but it's not. He actually turned his head around. It's amazing. The last 2 weeks in a row, the guy has played pretty good. Darius Slay, you know what? He's a shutdown corner, but he didn't do a great job on Adams. But he didn't do a terrible job. You know, I mean, it was tough for him out there, I think, for a little bit. But it wasn't the best game I've ever seen him play. But decent enough. Defensive line, Deshaun Hand, beast. He really is. He can get in there and disrupt. And I think he's going to be really good. I do. He caused the fumble, got the sack, got the fumble. Aquara, beast. I'm telling you, I'm gonna give him a game ball. I'm only giving out 4. Okay, I'm just letting you know. And this week I'm giving out 4. And Evan Lawson has 1 because he turned his head around. It's not hard to get a game ball on this show, trust me. Number 2 is Aquara because he had 2 sacks, he had a fumble recovery, he had 3 tackles. I mean, he was really, really good in this game as a pass rusher. Romeo Aquara, you get a game ball. My third game ball in the game, of course, because I sing his praises every single week, Kenny Galladay, 98 yards and a touchdown. Awesome, awesome, awesome player. My game ball number 4, my last game ball. And I guess if you want to go 5, I could give Matthew Stafford 1. Because no interceptions, no turnovers, turned into almost like a game manager in the game. He only had 183 yards. He only threw the ball 26 times, which is actually good. We ran the ball 28 times. Well, 27 times technically. Because Stafford ran it for his life on one play. But 26, that's almost like a balanced offense, guys. What the world is going on here? We have a running game, folks. Well, we had one until Kerryon Johnson just got hurt, but we'll see how that plays out. I don't know how significant that injury is. Okay. I gave you the game ball is Kenny Galladay, Aquara, Nevin Lawson, Kerryon Johnson. I thought Kerryon Johnson had a really, really good game. He had a really strong game. Got some real key first downs for us. Got a really good run, 24 yards. He looked good in this game. He really did. LeGarrette Blount did well, too. He had 2 touchdowns. I really didn't like the one play where it was 2nd and 1 and he couldn't get the first down. But if you wanted to give a game ball to Matthew Stafford, I don't mind that, or even LeGarrette Blount. But my 4 are Kerryon Johnson, Nevin Lawson, Galladay, and Aquara. So that's what I see in this game. Now, players that weren't so fortunate this week, Marvin Jones had a tough game. 1 reception for 8 yards, but that was a touchdown. I don't know. He's not playing his best football at this point, but I think it's because of the ankle injury, so I'm trying to just give him a pass. Theo Riddick, 2 catches for 20 yards. I don't know, but I think he's lost a step or something. He's just not as dynamic as he used to be to me. It's just my take. Devin Kennard's still a beast. Still a beast. He gets one of the fumble recoveries. But he really does a good job rushing the passer. He had a sack today too, I think. Yes, he did. He had a sack, which is good. Tracy Walker played a little bit. I didn't think he did too bad. A'Shawn Robinson, what is going on with him? I mean, 1 tackle. I don't know. Levine Tololo dropped the pass. I don't know. He did some good blocking, though. So I'm not really... Did you see the play where Golden Tate was actually the blocker? The lead blocker for LeGarrette Blount on the touchdown play? I thought that was pretty cool. Now, I don't know for sure if he was supposed to be, but, you know. But anyway, I thought it was a good game. We coming to, I believe, a bye week this week. I think we're on the bye week. I'm pretty sure of that. Let me know if we're wrong, but I'm going to look it up. But I believe we're on the bye week in week 6, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking that up right now. There. Yeah, wait a second. I don't know. Maybe we're on the... Yeah, we're on a bye week next week. I think so. All right. So, let's see what the rest of our schedule looks like this year. I don't know. I think that it's tough because we just won this game. And I'm not sure what this team is yet. I'll be totally honest with you. I don't know what this team is yet. We lose 48-17. We lose 30-27. We win 26-10. We lose 26-24, even though I really believe we should have won that game. Packers we beat. Dolphins are next. Dolphins were 3-0, now they're 3-2. And we're hitting the bye week this next week. Bye weeks really suck. They just really suck. I hate bye weeks. I really wish they would get rid of that. It's great for the players, and I love our players, but who needs a week off? You know? I mean, we don't as fans, and I'm coming to you from the fans' perspective, and I just don't like this idea. I really don't. I don't like the bye weeks. But anyway, I don't know if Tim will agree with me or not, but when he comes back, we're going to ask him about the bye weeks because we have one next week. But this week, I just thought they played a darn good game. I was very proud of the team this week. They could have blew it, but they didn't. They pulled it out. They could have pulled the Bears and blew it, but they didn't. You know? Could have been the same old Lions, but they didn't. And I'm very, very happy about that. We're 2-3. Who would have thought that if Minnesota loses to the Eagles today, we'd be better than them? I don't know. This is a very weird season. It really is. I could see the Lions winning some more games. I really could. So difficult because at the beginning of this season, how many of you people thought we were going to 1-16? Because I couldn't believe we lost that badly to the Jets. And now we beat the Packers. We've beaten the Patriots. We play at Miami next week. We got Seattle at home. That's a winnable game for us. I think both of those are winnable games for us. At Vikings, that's a tough one. At the Bears, that's also going to be a tough one. Panthers at home, that's still a tough one. Bears at home, and that's the Thanksgiving Day game. It's the Bears this year. That's cool. Rams on the 13th, that's going to be a tough game. But it's at home. Then we're at Arizona. We lose there a lot. At the Bills are a weird team. Bills won today on a last-second field goal. They come out and crush the Vikings and then get crushed by the Packers 48-0. Or what? I think it was 48-0, something like that. And then to end the season, we got the Vikings at home. And, of course, we go to Green Bay at the last game of the season. This is a tough schedule, folks. It really is. It really is. But game by game, guys. Game by game. Hopefully we can pull more of these out the way we did today. But we got to watch the injuries. We're starting to drop like flies, and especially in the secondary. So we're going to watch the injuries, see what the depth that we actually have. Tavon Wilson was out today. So Tracy Walker got some more play time. I don't know. I don't have a bad feeling about this team, good or bad. I don't know who we are yet. We beat the Packers, but I don't think the Packers are that good. And I've been on the air saying that most of the year. I don't think they're that good. They go out and blow out Buffalo, who beat Minnesota really, bad. But I just, like I said, didn't think Green Bay was going to be all that good this year. I had people picking them 12-4. ESPN is up their butt. Everybody else thinks Aaron Rodgers is God, and they're going to win every game, whatever. Yeah, they're not that good. They're 2-3. 2-3-1. 0-2 away from Lambeau. And this is the team you picked to win the division, go 12-4. Some of the people did. I've seen 11-5, 10-6. All of them had them making the playoffs because they got Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I'm sorry to be that way, but I never thought they were that good. I thought Minnesota was a lot better than they are, but their defense does have some issues, and if that defense isn't that good, that team isn't that good. So we'll see what happens when we play them. They always play us tough. It's going to be a tough game. So, but next week, Miami. Miami's a weird team, too. They win 3 in a row. They look like world beaters, and then they go ahead and lose to the Patriots, who just lost to us. Then they lose to, I can't remember who they played today. I know that sounds bad, but I don't remember who they played today. But they lost today, too. And it's like, wow. What team is that, dude? What team are we going to get? The 3-0 team or the 0-2 team that just, the last 2 games went 0-2? So I'll do a better preview on that. We're going to do a preview show on that next week, next Sunday. This show's going to be a little shorter this week because normally we have Tim and me on the show, and there's a lot more going back and forth. This week it's just me, so we're going to do a little bit of a shorter show this week for you. But next week it will be the full-blown Lions on the Prowl again with Maniac Tim and Jim, both of us. And we'll recap this Green Bay game again and get Tim's thoughts on it, and then we're going to do a preview of the next upcoming game with Miami, and hopefully we'll get some updates on some of those injuries. But until next week, I am going to sign off. And this is Jim, Lions on the Prowl. You can catch us on iTunes. You can catch us on the Alexa app, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Player FM, Facebook. We have our group, our Lions on the Prowl group. We have our Lions on the Prowl page. We have our Lions on the Prowl website, www.lionsontheprowl.com. If you want to comment in the group for the show, questions and stuff like that, go right ahead. We can do that for you too. Until next week, this is Jim. Have a great week.